Maribayassa is a song that's based on a West African folkloric myth, and it's about a woman who made a deal with the spirit and didn't keep her end of the bargain, and unfortunately, it's her son that pays the price. Hey folks, Eric from Orchestragold, and this is the Gold Transmission. Today we're going inside Maribayassa. Orchestragold is a band, and we're built on a pretty simple message that when people from different identities come together, they can create something that's radically beautiful. Not despite of, but because of our differences. And that idea is really being tested right now. I'm holding a vision for a world where everyone feels they belong. And it's a world that doesn't ignore our differences, but honors them as real and meaningful. And I'm also asking, how can we use our differences to unite, not divide? Really, at the end of the day, we're far more alike than we're willing to admit. And the rub is that we've been raised in a society where supremacy is the norm. In fact, it's so normal that I've been taught to see myself as better than others based on my skin color, my economic privilege, or any other number of irrelevancies. And my work now that I'm seeing is to unplug from that mindset. And that's a critical piece of finding a path towards a more inclusive future. And I think it goes deeper than just supporting diversity. It really requires of me a deep reflection to find out how I can use my privilege to support a world where liberation isn't just accessible to those with resources, but it's accessible to everyone. And this vision is really for all of us. So my question for me and for you is that what you want? And if so, what can you do to support it? And what will you do to support it? The song we're talking about today, Maribayassa, it goes deep. This one draws on the real origins of the band. Back when I was digging into Malian folklore and when Mariam and I first started working together, and I was really trying to understand the world that Mariama comes from. So Maribayassa is a spirit in Malian tradition, and they have the power to grant wishes. And around that spirit, there's a story, and it's kind of like a living, breathing thing. And the story goes like this. There's this woman who desperately wants a child. She's tried everything, nothing's worked. So she goes to Maribayassa and asks for help. Maribayassa says, yes, I'll give you a child, but in return, you must dance the Maribayassa dance. And the woman agrees. She's overjoyed. So she gets pregnant. She has a son. And the son, he's healthy. He's strong. But she never dances the dance. She never fulfills her end of the bargain. So we fast forward. And her son is out in the fields working one day. And he mysteriously falls down dead. She is, of course, devastated. She goes to fortune teller after fortune teller asking what happened, what killed my son. And each one tells her the exact same thing. You didn't dance. You didn't dance the Maribayassa. And she doesn't want to hear it. She keeps going, hoping for a different answer. Finally, at the third fortune teller, she accepts it. She's responsible for the death of her son because she didn't keep her end of the bargain. On a mythic level, I find that these stories are powerful because they point at real things in that culture, but also our culture. You can get what you want, but things come with responsibility. And if you neglect that, if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain, those things you love can be put in jeopardy. So how did Maribayassa come into my radar? I first heard it through a Rio band recording. This is Salif Keita's old group. The great Malian singer Mori Kante, he sings a version of it. It's this incredibly funky, like almost soul version of the folk story. But Mori Kante, he kind of sings like this abbreviated version of it because the thing is really embedded in Malian folklore and maybe it wasn't convenient for him to sing the whole thing. Then in 2016, I go to West Africa. Mariama is there too. We were in Tambacounda, Senegal, staying with our good friend Jesse Servin and his djembe teacher, Abdoulaye Diakité. Shout out to Jesse Servin. Love you, bro. And his djembe teacher, Abdoulaye Diakité, he was a really, really important figure in West African music and for the Bay Area music community in particular. So while I was there, I went and I spent some time with a Kamale Ngoni player named Samba Traore. And Samba is an older musician, and he's one of these folks who just loves the deep pieces of folklore. And so we sat down and he sang the entire maribayassa, the whole story beginning to end with all the details and stuff. And so that really became the inspiration for this song. Okay, I'm going to play you the demo version now. Fair warning, this one is heavy, noticeably heavier than the final recording. And some of that is because we were still figuring out how to capture this sort of a sound in the studio. And some of it's just because the demo has this doubled guitar and bass thing going on that I was really into. I just love the heft of it. Watch, I'm going to play a moment for you right now. Even though we've had moments in the band where that heaviness doesn't really shine through as much, I think it's always kind of lurking underneath the surface. And musically, this one is really sitting in this zone where rock and Malian music, Malian rhythmic sensibility, I should say, they come together. That hard shuffle is a real distinctive feature of Malian music, and that was central to the song from day one. Mariama recorded her vocals on this version around 2017 during a session in Ségou. Okay, now I'll play for you the full demo version of Maribayassa. Okay, hope you liked the demo version of Maribayassa. A few things I wanted to point out. Again, that doubled guitar and bass is the thing I was most excited about in the demo. In the final version, the guitar leads, it kind of ended up being taken over by the horns, and we just went with that. The B section here is inspired by Malian orchestra grooves that I'd been picking up along the way. And the ending flourish, that break at the end, that's pure hard rock. Da, 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 da. Heavy metal energy at its finest, channeled through a West African song. I really love that contrast. So as you can see, the leads being done by the guitar versus the horns in the studio version, they're going to give it a really different feel when we listen to the full album version. It's a little bit more Afrobeat-esque, and this is a little bit more rock. I like both of them for different reasons. Okay, and here's what all of that became. So now for the full album version. So quick story for context here. This was recorded in November 2018 at Guerilla Studios in East Oakland with our engineer, Myles Boisen. Myles was actually my neighbor before the band started. So funny story, one day I'm watching a video online, and it's this really well-known country singer with like several million views, and I'm like, hey, I recognize the guitar player. Sure enough, it's Myles playing guitar for her. And I think it was a session in New Orleans. He goes to New Orleans a lot and plays music there. So Myles has been around. He's a great guitarist, a great engineer, a great mastering engineer, just a really humble, sweet person with a tremendous set of ears. And we recorded this all live in one room, well, two rooms actually, at Myles' place. Everybody looking at each other, except Mariamo was in a separate room because of the bleed. And we recorded this on tape, which was a lot of fun and really demanded of us to be on point because revisions are kind of tricky on tape. We actually did this tape bounce thing at the end where we bounced it out to tape again with some more compression to just get a little bit more grit at the very end. And check out when you're listening to it, the hard shuffle that's driven by David, who is on percussion. He just kept that thing going really hard. And the B section, which has that Malian orchestra influence and that ending break too, it really sounds like it could be a heavy metal riff. Okay, here is the full studio version of Maribayassa. Okay, that's it for this one. This is Eric Kuffaker from Orchestragold, and this is the gold transmission. If you want to go deeper, the vault is where we keep the goodies. You get access to these episodes first and ad-free, and demos, unreleased recordings, behind the scenes music, even videos. It's a pay what you want subscription model. It's kind of like our version of Patreon, and you can get in for as little as $4 a month. Find it at orchestragold.com. And we really do like hearing from you, what you liked, what you didn't, what you want more of. You can reach out to us at orchestragold@gmail.com. Okay, see you on the next one, everyone. Peace and love.